Goal tonight was some of these things will fail on purpose. That's the plan. Go through some basic submissions, seeing what works and what doesn't. If you can get it to work, get it to work. If you can't get it to work, ain't gonna work. Start at the end, so you know the details of what you're trying to accomplish, and then go to some basic like position ideas that you normally find them, and then see what actually works. And if it doesn't work, fuck it, we ain't keeping it as a submission then. Simple as that. And I think standing will kill most of these things. So the first one, just to because I know this isn't going to work, is the armbar. So we'll go for the armbar. We'll go through a basic version of the armbar, not too heavy on the details. Do the escape for the armbar, and then even killing it even earlier. So, come on, do right there. For the armbar, just get used to it to begin with. One over the body, one over the head, shoulder, between your legs. And then whatever way the thumb is going, it's the opposite way that does the arm in. So if the thumb is facing up to the ceiling, it's just through. When you're doing this, back when Jake and I started, you could wear a cup, and so it didn't really matter. You could just slam the elbow into your own cup, and no one would care. And then cups got banned. So now, if you end up slamming someone's elbow into your own dick, that's your fault. I've just said the thumb facing is the opposite way for the elbow break. So if you're pointing at your own dick and just slamming it into it, it's your own fault if you get injured. Okay? So twist the fucker away. There. Okay? So just get used to that. And then for the basic idea of the escape is if I am in the armbar, turn the shoulder away, let them have it. If you go back to look at your own arm, you put your shoulder in the lock, and that's when things go wrong for you. So turn away, ignore your arm, it's gone. Put your thumb inside your hand, so they can't twist your hand easily. It's like twisting a sweaty tennis ball. Put your thumb in their chest, and then just run your ass into them to push their legs off. So I stay on my back, on my side, don't go to my back, and then I just keep running my ass into them, trying to force my thumb into my asshole. There, and push them off. Okay? So just get used to it. If you haven't done an armbar before, it's been a while. There's the armbar, and then for the escape, fully turn away. If you can pull away, that's enough. But you might have to shrimp your own shoulder underneath if you can't pull away hard enough, okay? But try and be as vertical as you can. Thumb inside, thumb facing towards the floor, and then run backwards into them, to their shoulder. Just their legs just fall off your shoulder, okay? Make sense? And then we'll break it even further. Off you go.
Yes.
The second part then is look at it from past the guard. We've got to hold the hips. It's easier to normally attack the far side, supposedly, for an armbar. Again, I feel this is entirely pointless because, well, no, not entirely pointless, but A, we're not ever find it in this gym, and B, we shouldn't ever get caught in it in anywhere else. So the basic premise of it is, if I've got hold Jake here, and I'm holding him down, I'm trying to keep pressure on him, and I want to go for this far arm off the underhook, I need to pull him upright and then go around his head. So I push his head down, and step over, and go for the armbar. Okay, once more. So I pull him upright, push his head down, step A, just because it controls him a bit better, but B, I'm not going to kick him in the face. Step over, into the armbar. Okay? But what I want you to do is do it, kick him in the face. I want you to do it and then break it. whatever way you can. So if, for example, I'm going to lie here for Jake, the second he starts doing the armbar, I'm going to fuck it up some way. So I let him do it once, prove that he knows it, yeah, and then from there, we're going to pretty much go full tilt as he's going to try and get me. Go. Okay, so just be mindful, don't obviously lock onto the shoulder to make sure you don't overextend the elbow, but fucking go for it. Like, let's see if you can get these arm bars to land, otherwise what's the fucking point? You know you've got to turn away and stick your thumb in your asshole. That's not my asshole. That way, that's it. And you know that as soon as they start pulling you upright, you can go underneath and you can get to your feet. And as soon as he pulls me up, I can swing underneath, start trying to get onto my feet, and he's got to try and jump around and find the armbar. I'm already facing the wrong fucking way. So, just be mindful of each other's elbows. If this hurts, don't be the big bollocks, tap. Yeah, fuck up arm bars, let's make it so they don't work anymore. Off you go. You managed to get an arm bar to work? Anyone? How hard were you going eventually on top? Like, full tilt, like, I saw some people try to fuck each other up. I was like, oh no, chill, like, be nice to your partners. Everyone's like, no, fuck them. Like, break shit.
It didn't feel like it, man. How hard you tried, it just felt like it. Felt from the first grip, like it felt.
You felt like you were going to fucking fall off.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah, it just felt from the first grip, didn't it?
So, now, we do it from mount. Same shit. So the mounted version, oh, thank you. So I've managed to get up behind his shoulder, I've managed to wrap up one of his arms, and I need to throw my leg over. And I won't name the gym, I once watched the most insane fucking drill from this position. He even said afterwards, you'd never see this in sparring. I was like, well, what's the fucking point then? What's the fucking point? Where he was like, you push on their chest, and they push back. No, with their hands. They're in my chest.
Oh.
I know. Dude, I sat, this is like 18 months ago, 2 years ago. I watched this drill. And it was in a beginner's class. I won't say where it was, but the drill was, you push on their chest, and then they push back at you, and then you go for an arm. Right? And they even said, oh, that they'd never do that. I'm like, why are we doing it then? This is insane. So, okay, fine. But some people will try and armbar you from here. The hard one is if they do stay on your chest, like, and go for a, like Dan Strauss did this when he was here, where you go for the armbar, and then you stay here, because that can be quite difficult to get rid of, because you're keeping the weight over their body. I don't know, I want to see if you guys can fucking break it. Just again, be mindful, I'm not breaking his arm here, I'm just holding him in place. I don't want to force the tap by just going nuts on his arm now, I'm controlling him with my legs. Okay, so I'm controlling the shoulder, because then I don't have to control the wrist as hard. Make sense? If you can't get out of this, I would have got the tap anyway. Does that make sense? So if you can get to the position and hold it, here, I don't need to now go, ah, dickhead, and try and hurt him. I can just hold this and wait for the sit and get out, because I know I'm going to get the tap. Okay? So, cross, behind the shoulder, and then armbar. See if they can get out. So have a couple of goes to make sure you know it, and then go full tilt on each other and see what happens. So the goal isn't to just fucking destroy everything all the time. It's also that, like everyone's kind of been realizing, it makes me think that as the person on top to give the better drill, how are you going to control people well enough? I know it's been a point of conversation about how long it's been since we've done 8 submissions here, but I wanted to get to the point where we could just try and understand control better. Because when we started getting up and freeing our hips and just forcing the stand up relentlessly, we realised our understanding of control was pretty shit. And now we're getting into a good rhythm with actually controlling each other again. It's not great, we keep getting up, but we have something. And so now I'm trying to bring in these directions of where we want to go with our submissions. So we're going to these base level submissions that we've had in the past. So arm bars, guillotines, scarces, kimuras, you know, nothing fancy, just really basic submissions, and then going, right, which of these actually work? Because I don't want to do any submissions that involve us being on the floor. Now, if your back is the floor, that's a pretty fucking terrible chain of events. Because if they escape, you gave up everything. You got a takedown, passed the guard, got top control, then threw a submission that they got fucking out of, and you're on your back. Right, so that's not a good choice for a submission. I want it to be a case that if we go for a submission and we lose a submission, we're still on top. I think arm bars kind of been a good proof of that. That it's really easy for the other person to fuck up our intentions, as you've just seen. Like if we make it work, fantastic. But by looks of things, no one's really getting it to work, and not well. Which also then gives us hope that if anyone ever throws it at us, we'll find a way out of it. We can aggressively find a way out. So the second submission I want to go through, which hopefully will give, I'm sure it'll break, more hope to us actually catching each other's submissions, is arm triangle. But I'll go through the details, and then we'll go through breaking the fuck up. Because, okay. Jake's ego. So just move this way a bit. Okay. So arm triangle. You want to start mid triangle, be my guess. I'm underneath his arm. This arm here, I want to make sure that my elbow is touching his neck. If there's a gap, if I already pre-bend my arm, there's a gap between my elbow and his neck. You can probably fit his fingers inside that gap. Yeah. I can't grow extra bicep. Not that quickly. So I'm just going to be squeezing for squeezing's sake. But if I open arm, his neck, make sure he's touching my inner elbow first. I can then, I don't want to just drive into his shoulder. I want to push from down low, from his chest, push his shoulder up towards his ears. So I'm pushing this way. I'm not just driving sideways. So I have to start pretty low, come forwards. So look at the details of that. First off, if they've got an arm bent, you've got extra breathing room. Second thing is your shoulder's coming up across into your neck here. It's not going this way, because that doesn't really do much. It takes a lot more effort to finish. But if your entire shoulder comes up into the corner, that's what's going to get you. So you don't want your shoulder to touch your neck. So if you grab hold of your own leg, for example, then you have a problem. But also you can probably start, because you're on your side, with an arm free, you could probably start aggressively trying to stand up. Who knows? Let's find out. So I'm going to go for the arm triangle here. Again, I've already come in with a bent arm, I was too eager, so that gives him extra breathing room. I could be too high, that also gives him extra breathing room. And if you can grab hold of his neck, grab hold of the back of his knee, that's a problem. I can't really come forward and finish it at this point. And then, if he gets his arm and starts to try and stand up, what happens? Yeah, that's the way as well. Yeah. Or the other way, so we've got the arm free. Let's see what happens. Okay, so do an arm triangle, make sure it works, and then go for the arm triangle and just fucking destroy it. Okay. If you can. If you can't, we put it in the bank of, submissions that we can use these days. Or it may go in the bank of submissions that we can't use anymore. Who knows? I don't know. I want to see what you guys do. Make sure it works first. Make sure you do it with your partner, get the details in, make sure you get a tap, and then break it. Or make it better. I don't know. Let's see what happens. Off you go. Well, leave some. Oh, yeah. As soon as Last few minutes then, last 5 minutes. Balls to the wall for those 3 submissions. Try and get them to work. Try and get out of them. Again, get the control, don't knock each other out, don't break anything. But spend your time really working on those escapes. Working on, and just on top, investigating, see how you're going to control that person. If it's impossible, how are you going to hold them the fuck down if they do that kind of shit to you? My logic on all this is, first they need to be able to get you to the fucking floor. If they can't get you to the floor, jiu-jitsu ain't going to work on you. If they get you to the fucking floor, they're going to have to hold you down. If they can't hold you down, you're just going to get up and jiu-jitsu doesn't work on you. If they can hold you down, you then have guard retention, or they need to get past your hands and feet, which they may do, and they may let go and you go stand up, or they may not get past it. If they get past your hands and feet, somehow, and then get to you again, you're probably still going to try and frame and get up, or you're going to go to the pre-postures and cover your gaps. So they ain't going to get you. Or, if they get through that as well, then they're going to have to look for these submissions. At which point, you're threatening to get up anyway, you're threatening to cover the gaps if they give you an opportunity, and even if they lock in a submission, we've got ways out of it. So, in theory, it should be almost impossible to submit anyone in this room if we keep doing this. You have these levels like that will have to climb to get you. So hopefully we're going to roll in 5-6 minutes time after we've done more of this. And submissions, yeah, let's go for it. But I want to ruin submissions completely. I want to make it impossible to catch submissions in this room by looking at that kind of structure of you have to have fucked up about 8 times over to get caught in anything. I want to hit that kind of point of defense. And the flip side of that is our control gets better. You think we're going to take people down violently, we're going to hold them down aggressively, we're going to get past their arms and legs and still hold them down, we're going to rip open their armpits and then pin them to the ground while we submit them and not let them go. Would be the end goal. It's just going to be a messy route there. Okay, so keep that in mind. You fucked up 8 times over and now they're in a submission and we're still getting out. Okay, so keep that in mind, let yourself get into it and find the way out of it anyway. Fuck it up. Make sense? Last 5 minutes, off you go.